Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
We are tWoTcast, episode 356. That's correct.
No, he does not. No.
Okay.
All right, everyone shut the f*** up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go.
We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time Reread Podcast. Explicit in R. Freaking rated. Jono's the wild card. Always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're viewing tWoTcast or listening to it. The Wheel of Time Reread podcast, now covering the Wheel of Time, but currently JordanCon, because that just happened and we want to talk about it because we had fun.
And JordanCon's part of the Wheel of Time?
JordanCon is a convention about, well, with me as always is Jono.
Jono.
Hey, Jono.
Hi, Yoey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you. It's been a while, to quote.
And I'm Joe.
Yeah.
And Tom's not here because he didn't go to JordanCon because he's late.
Yeah.
Wow. Right out there with the count.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Real quick, just going to jump in and say, I love you, Tom. Piece of shit.
Anyway, we have guests backstage, and I don't care about leaving them back there. So let's bring them on out. It's the boys from the Black Tower podcast.
There's a Black Tower podcast?
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know?
Some people even listen to us too.
What?
No, yeah.
Hello, Daniel. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Josh.
Hello. How are you guys?
I mean,
doing?
we could have sat there and talked. We're good, right? Jono?
I've had better days.
Yeah.
It's
I had
day
one of those,
2 of, JordanCon drop.
What's that?
I said it's
Con
day
drop?
2 of JordanCon drop. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm in a dark place. Very, very dark place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You want me to turn the lights on, or are you good?
I mean,
So
I
Darky's
do
from the
hit a
DC
certain
universe.
level of like depression when JordanCon's over.
I'm like in a DC movie. I'm so dark. that was good, Josh. That was very
That's called liver toxicity, by the way, and you're going to probably hepatologist.
Do
you guys
find this
Josh?
dear
That's why-
friend called cirrhosis?
Yeah.
All right, but I have now interrupted Joe twice because I'm just terrible at this. You were gonna say things, and I didn't.
I was, but it's totally fine. We interrupt each other all the time.
You're not
Nothing I say is important.
I was just gonna say, the liver failure. That's why I'm doing the Mountain Dew cleanse. You guys should give it a try.
I've seen that on YouTube, which is this new website where people die after drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
That causes
that's it.
liquid to
It'll
come
cleanse
out
me
from
of
both ports.
Well, instead of killing
the
your liver,
same
you just
color.
kill your sperm cells. It's fine.
I was gonna say that Mountain Dew is the one of the drinks that's the same color going in as it is going out.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes
Your
it's
piss is just
confusing.
neon for 3 days.
Oh.
Is it true that Mountain Dew is really just bilirubin, just kind of like already just prepackaged for you, so it's going to be that color as it comes out of your liver?
Yes.
Okay,
Could
good.
be. Or you can double up its purpose if you drink Mountain Dew for its original purpose.
What was
as a
that?
mixer for moonshine. So
Yeah, that's right.
There's Dew
That's
in it.
exactly what it was
you
for.
can kill your
Yeah.
liver and those little pesky little reproducing cells.
Oh, okay.
We don't need those.
Yeah.
What,
That's-
children?
And what were those
Yeah, it'll
called?
kill a child.
Oh, it also kills brain cells.
Yeah, that one too.
Hey, boys. It's been a long time since
Hey!
we've seen you.
So
And also,
long.
I'm actually kind of interested to hear what you have to say about JordanCon because we didn't hang out often.
Really didn't. Daniel sat next to me on a panel, and like I was so like trying to like get my shit together because like Daniel sat down. I was like looking at him like, yeah, but I was trying to like get my shit together because it was a fake story, real story, and I couldn't remember what I had in my phone that was like supposed to have it. Like, what do I tell that's interesting here? Because somebody like,
hey, we might play that game, Jono. Don't reveal any extra stories.
done. And I've got a lot of weird stories, but I was never certain how weird to go.
It's also interesting because Jono keeps saying that I sat down next to him at a in a
I don't know what you're
panel,
talking
but
about.
that was Tom. Tom sat down.
Yeah,
next to
Tom
you.
sat next to you. Yeah.
He went out for a smoke break, and that's why he was late to the panel. And then he came and sat down next to Jono, and then went back out for a smoke break and never came back.
That happens.
So I got really drunk, and I apologize for that.
Hi, Adelorna. Just leave that up there. We hung out when we were drunk, apparently.
Yeah.
But
As in, I don't remember because I remember everything because I'm insane. But
they told me that story, and I lost my shit. I hadn't heard of that song in so long. And when Rebecca was just like, yeah, so Joe came down, and I was just like, oh, Joe, do you work in a button factory? I just lost it. I was on sleep
I mean, being named Joe, I still haven't heard that song in a long time.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I haven't even thought about that song in a long time.
Bruh.
You're missing out.
Apparently.
I mean, we had a
now
good time.
I'm going to listen to it like every week just to make sure that I
just to keep up,
so that I don't like get into a situation where I almost die in a booth in the bar restaurant at JordanCon.
Just as a
breathe from laughing so hard.
Just as a brief explanation of this show, we're literally just going to talk about JordanCon. So there's no. This is just memories for the audience. This is just us talking. There's no structure. We're just going to speak.
I enjoyed JordanCon this year, as I do every year.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite moments was when I caught that badger to let it out at the dance. And the badger did not disappoint. You should have seen it. Women and children crying and screaming.
Yeah, they were screaming and running. Yeah, I remember that.
There were actually also a number of men, and they were also screaming and crying.
Yeah, the badger was
the men were getting groped.
It's an equal opportunity badgering.
I'm glad that's already a verb.
Yep.
It just changed little definitions, but that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
I had right before the show, I had one of those classic kids in the bathtub scenario where you leave them alone for like 2 seconds and then you come back and the floor is the bathtub and not the bathtub anymore.
Ah, yeah.
So I was running around like a madman right before the show.
The live show or just now?
Just now.
Okay, that's way better.
Well, also at JordanCon, Jono.
Yeah.
You know how to take a bath?
I don't.
Yeah, no.
Especially not when...
Adelorna Sedai is sad she missed out on Grope Fest at JordanCon.
It's a fest.
Yeah.
It was just one loose badger, okay?
I think she was talking about something else. Grope Fest is what we call the weekend in my house.
Yeah. That's coming up this weekend, right, Jono?
And after that,
wait, what?
Sounds like
an fly back down there.
Field.
Come on down. Yeah.
About how it only takes one loose badger to get pregnant.
We're shoving Plan B in everyone. Don't worry about that. Male, female, it doesn't
badger
matter.
safely, everyone.
Yeah. You know, it's best actually done rectally. Parachute that Plan B, you're good to go.
All right, so what about Watt and Color? I mean, Andrew already answered, I think, but what'd you get? How did it go?
Oh, it was super fun. So I noticed Sharnice and Keepa were setting up in so like JordanCon had a little like broadcast section area. It was a little weird, but I don't know. All in all, I actually think it worked out pretty well. I really do.
I feel like the pit where the it was before like made the
It was
most
awesome.
because it was
It was
kind of like
plenty
down and
awesome.
out of the way, and it wasn't
Yes.
like a walking through area. But
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Hotel.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say that area that they had that was on the other side of the bar and was like
Yeah.
over by their like weird portable conference room. Like,
Yeah.
also felt like it was out of the way. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I have ever walked back there at a JordanCon.
I still
until
haven't.
This year, when they were like, "All right, cool, this is your area," and I was like, "That area exists? What?" Like,
Yeah. It was always hey Dan. It was always just the leaf. It was always just the area off to the side of check-in. That's all it meant to me. I was just like,
Yeah, no,
oh yeah, there's something over there. I think it's coffee bar. I don't know.
yeah.
And then I never paid attention, and I'm like, wait, the podcasts are over there? Okay. All
Did
right.
you
Well,
not
I-
read the fucking media thing on your badge?
Oh, geez, that was another thing that got real confusing though, because they were like, "Oh, you can't sign up unless you have a media badge," and we were like, "Really? Like, really?
we
really?
didn't do that this year because
That's stupid.
And
Yeah.
then we I went and signed up anyway. We did not have media badges.
Well,
and I went and signed up anyway.
so-
I
was
meant
just
to
like,
ask somebody that had media badges, like when they actually got their badge this year.
Oh,
Like,
we
wait,
got
wait.
last, last year.
When it was
a,
approved, or when did I receive it?
like, well, no, like
When
when
it
it,
was
got
approved.
approved, when you knew you were going to be able to go like on a media badge.
Uh,
Because I know last year, like it was so close to the actual start of the con.
Yeah.
that-
It was similar this year, but I feel like it was a little further in advance. But
okay.
That's why,
I
like,
mean, I would
this-
say mid-February.
Yeah,
like-
so we found out we were
they
probably
call
going to
this a
have
criticism or whatever, but
No,
that's
we
why-
found out 12 years ago.
yeah.
That's true. Every
For
time I
us
sign up, I
plebes.
know I'm getting it.
Us plebeians.
There's
that
no
don't have the
question.
notoriety. I mean,
John
that's one
over
of
here
the
humble
main
brag,
reasons
you know,
why-
yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
douchiest response
All right,
ever.
so Jam saying agreed, and then yeah, Leaf brother and said February or so. Yeah, it was
You know that-
mid-February.
I don't think the
You know
tickets
that
were like
Jam is
as sale
Josh,
out.
right?
I'm Jam.
I don't think the tickets, like regular, like just being able to go tickets, were as sell out as fast as they were
Oh, sorry,
last
Josh.
year.
Um,
Yeah,
hey, Jam, a question for you.
Yo.
Do you know the difference between marmalade and jam?
I can't
Yes.
marmalade my dick down your throat.
That's right. Yeah. That's a good one.
You're just not
I mean-
trying hard enough.
dude, do you realize who you're talking to?
Yeah,
I've told them
right.
that 7 times.
That's good.
Oh,
I'm hearing that. I
That was the
learned it
thing. Like
during-
last year, like we did both. So we did the media passes, and we all bought regular tickets. And we completely forgot about the media passes because by the time we were told, "Yeah, you got media passes," we were like, "Well, that's great because we bought tickets, and all of your tickets are sold out."
Mhm.
So it's like this year, like I know for me personally, I don't think we even talked about it. But I was like, if I'm not going to find out until a month or two before the con, and by then tickets might be sold out,
Yeah.
then I'm not even going to bother applying for it because,
Because
it's
you're gonna
like,
end up
oh,
buying one anyway.
Yeah, like so there I go, like booking a hotel and flights and everything, spending money and not knowing if I have a ticket or not.
Well,
Which
then you
for
have
as much as
3
I go to
extra
panels
tickets,
is-
which
Like
is
buying a woman a
which is
drink
a
at the
good
bar.
problem to have, though. You know.
Yeah.
Well, so the problem was that last year when we actually did get approved, it was literally 7 days before the
Yeah, last year was
ticket
better.
exchange.
This year was better. The last year was better,
Yeah.
right?
So again, and again, JordanCon, we know that you're doing the best that you can, and this is not trying to tell you, hey, you fucked up and we hate you forever. Like that is not what's happening. As Andrew started this with, this is definitely a place where there can be learning, but it's not necessarily us being like, oh, JordanCon, like it's
Yeah.
not just,
Recommendation: have a
Yeah.
cutoff middle of January. If you
or
don't apply for media pass by mid-January, you don't get
Then,
one.
then don't get it. Okay.
So that way you can let people know, like mid-January, if they have media pass or not.
Yeah.
And if they have media pass, well, congratulations, you don't have to spend whatever the cost of a ticket is to go. But obviously, on the other
I think,
hand, you
I mean,
better
obviously,
be
this wasn't an
making-
issue in the past when they didn't sell out. The tickets selling out is a big factor there. Because if you don't get your media badge and then you can no longer buy a ticket, then that's obviously a huge issue. Or
you
buying a
said-
ticket and not being able
actually-
to return it would also be a huge issue.
Yeah.
You
That
make
was
a fair
actually one
point.
of
Selling
the-
them on the Black Tower market is a viable strategy. as
The
well.
Black Tower Market.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Daniel, you brought a lady.
I did.
Right? Yeah. So, why don't you just get a media badge, and then if on the off chance,
The off chance
You're
you're
like,
not single. by the
Sorry,
time-
sweetie.
Yeah,
you
just
can't
bring a
come
guest.
unless I get a media badge.
just bring a guest.
This is why
I
people
like the way you think, but also no. No,
Does it work that way?
If you are looking for a suggestion of how to do it, JordanCon, I would probably say go ahead and hold, only make a certain amount of the possible tickets available, and then hold on to the same number of tickets that there are people who are applying for media badges, and then anyone who doesn't actually get approved for a media badge gets a
Yeah, you have
chance
X amount of
to
tickets to be like, well,
buy
you
a
didn't get approved,
ticket.
but you can still buy a regular pass with this coupon code or something.
Yeah.
We're not going to
And
give you a media pass, but can we
importantly-
offer you this nice ticket?
Yes, well, and I would appreciate
This
'cause
nice ticket
we all
maybe.
bought ours at the very point where, at the very start when they went on sale, and I think they increase in price at points on the way. And so
Yeah,
I
they
feel
did.
like it's a little unfair to go ahead and have people be like, "Well, you didn't get approved for a media badge, but here, buy the most expensive ticket that you held off on buying for a number of months because you didn't know whether you were approved."
Yeah, and that's my
So,
thing. The thing isn't that
Having it
the cost
available
is
for the cost of the original.
Well,
ticket.
Dan has a good point here.
Yeah.
The price obstacle is only as high as 65.
Yeah,
No,
It's not
the point.
okay.
The point isn't that it's
It's
prohibitively
the
expensive.
principle, not
The
the
point
price.
is that
Yeah.
the point is that one of the main bonuses or perks, other than being able to go into a full room, even if it's full, and be able to stand around the side, is that if you get a media pass, you do not have to buy a ticket.
Yeah,
and if your main thing is you don't have to buy a ticket if you get a media pass,
Yeah.
then I think it's more than reasonable to expect to know if you have said media pass
Yeah.
in a reasonable amount of time to still buy a ticket should they sell
Yeah.
out.
I think you're wrong.
Anyway,
So I think it's really obvious. The point should be you pay 69.
Yeah. Should be
65
69.
is too low.
Yeah.
70 is too high. You pay 69.
you know what?
Anyway.
I'm
Yes.
with Jono. I think that just the price should always be 69, and I
Yeah.
will just always pay 69. And media badges are a thing of the past. Literally, just every human being spends 69 on the
I think that's
badge,
it.
and
Yeah,
then
I
you-
think that's it.
Problem solved.
problem solved.
I mean, we extra don't have this problem because we're eternal members, but I mean, we're
Yeah.
special.
Oh my God, with the bragging.
Are you guys actually eternal members?
Jeez.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
That's
They are.
awesome.
Have you not seen my penis? Rock hard. Eternally.
Eternally.
Jono.
Moving
Jono,
on
I've
from
seen the
bitching about
commercials.
media badges.
No.
No,
Jono, I've seen the commercials. You are supposed to call a doctor about that.
Oh, no, we are?
Guess
Yeah.
what? My dad's a
Anything
cop.
longer than 4 hours,
He
you are
always gets a
intended
phone
to
call.
call.
you can call me
doctor.
Daddy, Dr. Daddy.
Well,
Anyway.
Patrick, that's because I'm a terrible person that ran out of spoons after Friday night. So, for those of you that know the whole spoon theory thing, my social battery was dead after Friday night.
So you were hiding from him. I see.
I hid from absolutely
He hid from
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah,
I noticed, Andrew. I didn't see you almost at all.
yeah. Well,
Well,
of
if
the
we're being
two
honest,
conventions,
though,
of
did
the
you
two
really
conventions
see
that
me
happened,
or Josh that much either?
yeah, this is the only.
I saw
convention
Josh
I
a
can
lot.
hide from people. So. That's because Josh is a
I
freaking
don't believe
extrovert.
it.
Me and Josh were
I don't
hanging out on the
believe it.
dance floor.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
that
it was a
great.
badger, but I was there.
When it comes to social interaction, I'm that bulldog that barks at everybody behind the fence, but as soon as the gate opens, I shit and run away.
Apt
Which is a
metaphor.
weird thing to go to a
Apt
lot
metaphor.
of con for. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like maybe you should stay home because there's just feces kind of slowly just accumulating.
Well, that's why I just stay in the hotel room at JordanCon and whimper in the bathroom until it's time to leave.
Now, that sounds like my wife. But I don't let her out of the bathroom.
Did you guys attend panels? Which ones, and were they good?
I know that I saw Tom at your panel.
Yeah, he was there. Tom was there.
We also went to trivia, and
we went to trivia.
Yes, indeed. No, we actually went to not the Day of Tomorrow. No, it was Day of Tomorrow. Fuck, I don't even remember. It was one of the two team ones, not any like individual or whatever. That was all on. They had 3 categories. One was the origins of the Wheel of Time. Another one was the book, and another one was the TV show. And we got spanked for the origins one because all of us had read it, but like it was the one that we had read the least. Because I've now read it one time and then moved on.
Was that the Eye of the World?
No, Origins of the Wheel of Time.
Fun fact: I've actually read more of New Spring than I have the Origins of Wheel of Time.
So first off, let's go back a second.
Definitely have.
Prison, by the way, despite the P not being a J, if you want to bring that comment back up.
Sure. Do you know how easy it is to find those?
Yeah. It's Adalorna, thank you for noticing. Also, thank you for calling my doctor. Priapism is I forget the actual definition, but pretty much an overly long erection. I'm glad you noticed. I wish my wife would. She's been stuck in the bathroom for years. But I think that's the ultimate compliment, right? Because we've taken so many dick pills.
If you have one that lasts over 4 hours, you can either take it as an issue or a challenge.
Or a compliment.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just take my pill every 4 hours.
Stop that issue.
There you go.
That works too.
Yeah. It's just
Did you guys have a good time overall?
Do you alternate like 1 hour is the one blue pill we all know, the other one is Cialis? So you don't grow dependent on one.
Yeah, you gotta alternate. You gotta keep
I have the like weirdest, most legitimate question. And I'm almost like, this is actually a legitimate question. I'm almost embarrassed by it. Having never taken a dick pill, if you've got a 4-hour erection, presumably, are you leaking pre-cum the whole time?
Yeah, that's a dehydration hazard.
That is
right
a legit
there.
question, Jono.
That's a legitimate
just walking around like in the city, front of your pants soaked, and it's like stop, I'm going to the hospital right now.
Right.
Joe,
I'm on my way.
Joe, I don't know why, but for a second, I really thought he had a legitimate question about JordanCon. And I was like, oh my God. It's happening. Everyone shut up. It's happening.
We've known these guys how long? You should have.
It's happening. It's happening.
So Jono does that to me every once in a while, Josh. So don't worry about it.
But that is a legitimate question. Like, I'm not fucking around. A, thankfully, I don't know, and B, I don't know.
You know what? I'm actually starting to feel like Jono doth protest too much, and that he actually does know.
He thinks the Jono doth protest.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? I just stood up and it's just like, all right, let's be honest.
His sweatpants are soaking wet in the front.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys didn't have horrible issues getting there this year, did you?
No,
that was last year.
At all.
Yeah.
No, but
all right,
fuck leaving.
I heard a few cancellations and a few things going on.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, it was actually 2 years ago that we.
That's right. Yeah, the weird summertime one.
Fine.
Yeah,
summertime.
That weird one in July.
I think Josh had a slight issue with luggage getting there.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I did. So.
That's why you were wearing the same shirt the whole time.
When I say slight issue, I mean like. Had it become a full issue, I don't think there was any amount of consoling available for that.
There would have been a lot more drink and a lot less.
Spurt
Airlines.
Got it, Humans. Thank you.
So I showed up. So I had 2 bits of luggage. I had one, it's my like clothing and stuff like that. And then I had a rifle case. And in that rifle case was my sword, my Heron Mark sword. And I had put the taint sauce bottles in there. And when I arrived in Atlanta,
So a sword and bottles
Yeah.
of liquid.
and so I arrive in Atlanta and I get to the turns, the carousel, and I pull my one bag off and I'm like, where's my other bag? It's not there. That's weird. Well, the carousel turns off and I'm like, okay, no problem. It's just in the odd shaped oversized section. Run down to the odd shaped oversized section. I'm like, hey, looking for my bag. It's a rifle case, but there's not a firearm in it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, we don't have that. And I was like, but it should be here, right? And they were like, well, if it's not here, you can wait for a little bit. And I was like, well, I mean, the carousel's already off. Like, this is my bag. Like, it's already been about 15, 20 minutes. Like, how long do I need to wait? And they were like, well, you can go check in with lost luggage.
You
And I
should have
was
just been
"Son
like,
of a
people need to taste the taint. At Georgia.
Right? They do.
It's
I
very
have a
important.
responsibility.
But
You don't
that's-
understand right now.
That was actually your first problem. If you had gone to them and just said, "Hey, I've got a rifle case. There's taint in it," they would have been like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!"
Well, let's find this right away. I need to understand what
like,
you're talking about.
All these
dark room
bottles of
tape?
suspicious liquid? It's fine.
So I stood in line for 40, 45 minutes the whole time. Because the other thing is that the sword was the OG Heron Mark sword from Museum Replicas.
Mhm,
It
yeah.
can't
Like
be
it's
done
the
anymore.
one you can't get anymore unless you
Uh-huh.
want to drop like $10,000 on eBay or something stupid. And
And the answer is no.
the answer is no. Absolutely.
Right.
Mhm. Maybe I'm the
Also-
asshole that's going to sell it for 10 G's though. Like,
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
there's
Sure.
an idea.
Also, I
Yeah.
just want to throw out there, brother Dan, my ass and my partner's ass were out on the lawn with everybody else when that fire alarm went off. Don't you
Oh.
judge me.
I'm guessing
like-
no one on screen moved when the alarm went off.
Sounds like Daniel listened to the system and it's a weird effort to keep us alive.
Right?
I mean, I
No.
moved.
We got out
Did
of
I
bed.
ever
you
exit my
love-
room? No.
I do love that when we came back in, Allie was standing in the lobby, like right by the doors, and she was like, I was in the shower when the fire alarm came
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
and I was like, I'm just conditioning my hair. If there's a real fire, I'm just dying on my own terms. And I was like, you know what? Respect.
I have actually a bit of a fun story about the whole reason why we didn't really make it out of our room for the fire drill.
Go on.
So,
Daniel was a Cub Scout, by the way, Dan.
so
Yeah.
Andrew, go ahead.
I'm laying down in bed and
As
I
you
can't
do.
go to sleep until like about 4 o'clock in the morning. And randomly throughout the night, like I'm scrolling on my phone like the absolute nerdy moron I am, because scrolling on your phone definitely helps you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah, Jono, you get what I'm talking about. And occasionally I keep feeling like I see shit move like past the phone. I'm like, all right, it's my eyes fucking with me because I'm tired. Until I start hearing like the door rattle, like someone is opening the door, or the closet rattle. And I'm like, I'm just paranoid and tired. I finally fall asleep around like 4:20 or so in the morning. And then Maya wakes up. And she keeps hearing people, like someone rattling the fucking door handle. And then she hears what sounds like the bathroom or the closet open up. And it happened so much for her and kept her awake so long that she finally fell back asleep 30 minutes before the fire drill.
Ooh.
And literally woke up cussing up what would make a sailor blush storm. Well, it wasn't really.
Uno.
Wait, all
Because, like,
right. Let me ask you something, because I think I have conflicting details here. When did the fire alarm go off?
It's like 7
Like
o'clock.
9
right?
a.m. It was
See, I
like
heard
literally not 7.
Yeah, no, it was like
9
9
a.m.
Like,
Because
when
it
I said that, she
felt
woke
like
up,
it was like 6, and I had just gone to bed.
yeah, no,
And I was
Can
like,
I
fuck
just-
this.
it was
Can I
around, it was
just
around
notice-
9,
I love-
9:20.
I love
Because
Andrew going ahead and talking about 420. And
Thank
then
you, Joe. I
Joe
trust
just-
Joe. I trust Joe's
Just
answer.
ripping a huge vape cloud right after Andrew goes like
Yeah,
finally
yeah.
gets to bed at like 4.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because like
Sounds
we
good.
we had an alarm set to wake up at like 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the fire alarm and everything, like it kept us both awake. And she was so pissed about having to be like woken up for this bullshit. And she was like, some of the best rationale I ever heard about how this was a fake, like there was no fire. She was like, I don't hear screaming, I don't hear people cussing, I don't hear people running. It's bullshit. There's nothing happening. And I'm
The
like,
shocking thing was that I was the first one to move. And granted, I took my fucking time, but I mean, I was the first one to move in our room out of the bed. And I walked to the door and opened it, and I was like,
That's
no
not
one's
true.
running down the
Shanda got up
hallway.
first.
No, she didn't.
My after she got out of the bathroom, I'm pretty sure Shanda was the first one.
No, she didn't. No one had moved. And I looked out the door and I went, clink, I'm done. And I went back into the bed. Then Shanda got up.
so
But
I
also
am
none
now
of us
convinced that we didn't go downstairs for the fire alarm, even though I was dressed and ready because of a ghost.
I don't know.
Let's say that it was fucking
The
haunted.
door handle's not hot. Fuck it. Yeah, if there's not an M scalded into my hand that I need to put out in the snow, I don't care.
Nice
Well,
reference.
I
Nice
also
reference.
love the idea that, like, they were on a high enough floor that if they couldn't leave their room because the door handle was hot, they'd be fucked. Like,
No.
what other exit are you going out? Like, the window? Like, no.
Yes.
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 That's exactly
As an
yes.
alternative to burning to death, yes, I'm going out the fucking window.
I love.
Yeah, we're just gonna parkour down all the balconies. It's fine.
Or, like a genius, I'm filling up the bathtub with water and just chilling because water doesn't burn. Dumb.
Heyo.
We're 40
Oh.
minutes into this.
Jono
and
just dumped the cooler over his head. I'm good.
So far, the memories of JordanCon are fire alarm went off, and a couple of years ago, Josh couldn't find his sword in a rifle case, and how weird is that?
A couple of
So
years. That
that's
was this year.
JordanCon. Yeah.
Oh man! All right. Well, I mean, Jono, how did our panel go? We got a lot of compliments. Everything went fine, aside from me muting the live stream for the first 5 minutes.
All right.
Oh, that
first
was
question.
funny.
Why the fuck?
I thought it was funny.
Well, let's start with Friday night. Let's start with Friday in general, right? Fuck our
Sure.
panel. you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Friday. Black Tower Boys. Any good memories for Friday?
What's your impressions of Friday? You have no idea. It's all a blur. Got it.
Dude,
No,
okay,
Friday was
but for
fun.
real though.
My partner got inducted into a secret society on Friday, so that was fun.
I know it's yeah.
Well, we can't talk about it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was it minstrel related? Possibly.
Was it minstrel related? I mean, it was more.
That color.
It was more a small ensemble of musicians related.
Not minstrel.
MEN. MENST.
I will say this. This year was the first time I attended the opening ceremonies.
Oh, really?
And
Same.
I actually kind of enjoyed it. I was like, this is a lot of fun. And I thought, you know what? The bard was up there singing the songs and we're all having fun. I was like, you know what? I'll do this. I'll pull out my phone. I'll live stream this opening place. Right.
Yeah.
No big deal. And then next thing I know, people are in the live stream going, oh my God, thank you for doing this. The JordanCon live stream isn't working and you're the only one live streaming. I was like, oh shit, okay, my arms are gonna get tired. And I ended up live streaming.
Suddenly you're in a position of responsibility.
Right?
And
Dude, it's
Sarah
amazing how
Nakamura
much
jumps
tired
in and
your
starts
arms get
asking
when-
questions, and I was like, I have no idea the answers to any of these questions.
If you've been jerking off longer, you wouldn't have had that issue. You've been strong.
I'm training, okay? I'm training.
All right, we'll get together tomorrow.
Mm.
Wait,
It was a good day. I got the best compliment I ever got at JordanCon. Or best thanks. I don't know how to word it, but
Appreciation?
Yeah, let's go with that. Cleared up some random awkwardness from I think it was last year, might have been the year before. I don't remember.
happy anniversary.
Yeah. Prior to the current.
We can help you out with that, Adalorna.
Yeah, you, Adalorna, we got you. We got you,
Yeah,
boo-boo.
we got you.
That was good.
Please note, it's minstrel cult with an L.
It's menstrual hashtag
Yeah,
not a
just
cult.
with an L. Yeah.
Just with an L.
What if you bend it?
Yeah.
Still an L.
Like Beckham.
Someone just
It
realized
on Barrel Fire. Did you guys see that?
We did not go to that one. It sounded very fun.
It
but-
did sound very fun. It did sound very fun.
There's
Sorry,
so
Joe.
many, I'll be honest about like
There is a
there's
lot to see. Yeah.
there's somebody like like panels that deserve like so many panels that deserve someone going into them is a fun thing to say. Like they're fucking brilliant. What all these people do with, like just like what all like it's creative, it's fun, it's original. If you're thinking about whether or not you want to go to the convention, absolutely fucking do it. As long as you like the books, which I assume if you're here sitting here, you either have a bizarre crush on at least one of the 5 of us, or all. We've got fantasies, or you like the books. Fucking
go
do
with
it. Yeah, just go with it. Which is also a great movie. Come on down.
I will say I did attend
Actually,
the
it was a good
trial
movie.
of Elida.
Oh, how'd
versus
that
the
go?
White Tower.
That was the other one that we wanted to go to.
That was a lot of fun. They did a really great job. And I will say this, Maria as Cadswain, the Amyrlin seat, presiding over the proceedings and knitting the whole time was just, it was the best. It was great.
I mean, I saw her after the fact in costume, but not, obviously I didn't see the panel.
You didn't go to
But
the
yeah.
panel?
Obviously, you didn't see the panel. Why is that obviously, Joe?
Because we're dumb drunks who go outside.
That's true.
Okay, you know what? That was a cohesive
my
answer.
Saturday
That was actually a
panel list that I was
surprisingly
on.
Cohesive answer, Jono. I'm
Yeah.
both hurt and also impressed.
I had so many things to do on Saturday that when we got there on Friday, I was like, I'm not seeing a single thing. I'm just going to hang out with people that I know. I'm not going into anything.
Oh my god.
Well, you're an idiot.
I like to hang out, Jono. We're pretty good at it.
You like to what?
Hang out.
He likes to rock out.
Good enough, yeah.
Very
So what else? you
Dan
guys do
said I
Friday?
cheated and my commentary cost you and Jono the game. Is that true?
That is a thing that was said. though
Oh,
I
that
don't
is okay.
remember
So
it.
that is a Saturday night thing when it gets to our panel. But so we will be playing our panel, which is already live streamed for the most part in its own form. But
The
Joe,
game's on there.
the host of the game, all of a sudden got briefly very intrigued by a story on "Would You Lie to Me?" or 3 O's.
Did I take the 3 O's, specifically the one about lying, Jono?
Yeah, thank you.
That's the game. That's the game.
It's just me killing someone. Clearly not.
Look at me forge this sword.
Yeah.
But so Joe, I was trying to tell a story that was weird enough, but kind of had some truth into it, which is a weird thing when I think about it. That was about literally me pissing myself at DragonCon. Thankfully,
I just had questions.
yeah, but your questions were like, "Well, I don't remember this." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck, man?
That's not true.
That is literally the truth."
I
My
mean, to
questions
be
were
fair,
like, if
he's
this
a
happened,
drunk
it was
who
kept
goes
secret
outside.
from me, and I'm intrigued, which is a very possible thing.
I've
It's like
known you for
90% of
20
my
fucking
excuse
years.
in life. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I was drunk.
I also asked Maria a lot of questions about her car incident and other people.
Yeah, but you don't know, like, if you haven't, like, you would be there.
I'm just asking questions that they might not ask,
That's-
which is what my job was.
I want
I'm here
to
for
thank
the
Father
inside
Dan
scoop.
for bringing this to life. Also, I'd like to thank this bottle of Calvados for dying for me. Thank you, Adelina Sedai.
It's every time, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So much panel. But yeah, so fuck you, Joe. But we'll get to that. So
Yeah,
back to
okay, all
Friday,
right.
Joe.
Well, fuck me is right. That's
Deal.
good.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm all right with that.
I bet you are.
I
yeah,
just
I mean,
love
I
the
just
whole
said I
like,
was.
oh fuck you, Joe. Oh, we'll get to that.
So Friday. Any other exciting things?
Not that I remember.
I mean that
What
was
happened
that
on
was
your,
me
what happened on
Friday.
your Friday, Jono?
I mean, I had a great time. We got there. I was probably a few minutes behind you, probably 12:30. Started drinking at 12:30. I think we did probably a pretty solid JordanCon. We made it till 4:00 in the morning. As ever and always, Joe's lovely wife Lauren managed to talk me into doing dumb things, and I
Like
them.
what?
I'm sorry, manages to talk you into doing dumb things?
it's difficult. I've only known Lauren for 15 years, and I don't know how every time.
Well, I also, like, Jono, I've talked you into doing dumb things. They don't need to know.
No. Not like this, Dan.
No,
not
not
like
like
this, Daniel.
To be talked into dumb things.
Yeah, it can be. I can be talking to dumb things. But so in this case, the dumb thing was as opposed to most years, which is karaoke, it was more of a kind of what was the theme, Joe?
I don't know what that thing was. They
It
tried
was
to do
the
an evening at the inn
brawl.
or something like that.
Yeah, and it was a
called
lot
the
of
yearly
fun.
brawl.
The yearly brawl is the name of the inn.
Yes.
And I was pretty fucking drunk. I know it's shocking to hear that from me. And there's a long-standing. It's not a tradition because I don't do it every year. But Lauren is always like, "Get in the fountain," and I've been in the fountain a few times, shirtless and pantsless.
That's all she says, by the way. Just get in the fountain. And suddenly he's just like, close off.
Okay. So
Your wish is my command.
I got up on stage, and my wife is just like sitting there, like somehow she got out of the bathroom again. I've got to check on the logs here at JordanCon.
Say she was shaking her head. I think she was just hypnotized with the sway.
Thank you for noticing. It's not moving much, but if you look at it, that penis is waggling.
As it do.
Yeah,
Like a corgi's tail. Just
the corgis' tails look like Peyronie's disease that are just
It's a little nubbin. It's a little nubbin.
yeah. That makes more sense, but it's straight. I think. Anyway, so I talked to the wonderful Susan Martin. Said, "Hey, I just need just a slot." And as always, she was wonderful and said, "Sure, here you go." And so I got up there, and all I did was just tell the truth. And I just said, "Lauren bet me I wouldn't do this." Hey, thanks,
Yeah.
Seattle. And I took off my shirt, and I just said,
It's a
"Lauren,
very long story.
bet me I wouldn't do this." I unbuttoned my pants and I dropped them.
And that explains why Jimmy was like, "What bet did Jono lose?" And I was like, "What are you even talking about?" She probably just
Yeah.
said, "Get up on stage and take your clothes off." I guarantee there wasn't a bet.
And while I'm sitting there just in my boxer briefs, looking very good, and you're welcome, Jennifer Liang, I did need a slot. Susan didn't offer hers, which is probably for the best for everyone. Jennifer Liang, the creator of the convention, just ran over and was just like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope."
That's the end of this. I missed that part.
Yeah. You've got video of it.
No, I just stood.
I feel
I
like
just stood
every
from
year-
afar and watched, and then I was like, "And I'm done here." And then I was talking to somebody else.
I feel like every year, one of their board meetings is them just sitting there reviewing the collective footage of Jono's.
They're just like, "What
Being
do
like,
we do? What
like,
do we
how
do about
long
this?"
do we actually have to honor the eternal part of the eternal membership?
Thank you for noticing.
I have to say, if there's one of us that was ever going to lose it,
It's not Tom who doesn't come.
it's definitely Jono.
Yeah. I'm going to start using
Tom doesn't even use it. Yeah.
Jeez, Tom's badge. So yeah, which I was not gonna. In fairness to Jennifer, I can understand why she'd be concerned, but I was never gonna take my boxers off.
Did you guys
Never.
like that event more
Unless,
than or karaoke more?
Joe's wife said, "Hey, I bet you won't."
But I love Lauren, but probably not because I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually talked about this a little afterwards, the yearly brawl. Like, it was a fun idea of giving more things that could be done, like opening it up as far as being able to do poetry and any other, like,
Not just like a
open mic
straight
kind of
karaoke thing. It was more like a broader interpretation of what that might be.
Well,
Yeah.
and also on top of that, they also had like the dice games and things like that. But unfortunately, it just ended up being really loud.
Yeah.
And when it's just karaoke, like that's kind of
Everyone's kind of focused on the one thing. Yeah. And there was a bar in the room, so there's people ordering drinks.
I actually loved the addition of the bar.
I liked that there was a bar in the room too, but because it was convenient.
So that was also in the dance party as well. So I think that was actually just the hotel deciding that we.
No,
could have a
they
bar
specifically
inside
said
now.
we're gonna have a bar in the inn, and that's like kind of the idea or whatever.
Well, but they also had it in the dance party, is what I'm saying.
That I didn't realize. I don't think I realized.
Yeah, they absolutely did. So I think it was a thing that JordanCon did with the hotel to get a bar in for both
Sure.
nights, and so I have a feeling that it wouldn't have not been there if they had done karaoke. Is what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
I think
Regardless,
it's fun. It's
I
like
like-
generally those like the internal bars to like events are the ones right outside of the event or main halls, like kind of things. Is like, hey, it'll cost X amount that night. Here's the level you have to reach to cover it. Anything you don't cover, you're liable for. And so, you know, the event, if you need to, you like encourage people to use like that localized bar.
Yeah.
So
Well, regardless, I liked having a bar there because that was definitely not from last
Agreed.
year. And I like the idea of moving along from karaoke because don't get me wrong, you can have fun with karaoke. But at the same
And
time,
Jono regularly does.
I do. Yeah, I've done it. Again with Joe's wife. We've done what's the song that Lauren and I always do?
The Dirty Dancing song.
And how does that song go?
And I've
There you go.
had the time of my life.
You got the lyrics wrong. It's I had sex with a man and I let him in my asshole.
I was just gonna say it's really weird that Lauren sings Swayze's part
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah. And
What, Josh?
I said it's really weird that Lauren sings Patrick Swayze's part every year.
Yeah.
really not.
It's
Really
not
not.
that weird. She's got a wide range.
Yeah.
She's got a,
Usually
So
call it that.
Jonah does the
you'd
higher
have to
registers
do
and
it.
she does the lower registers.
if you just reach back
would
and like squeeze the
absolutely-
family jewels, he'll get a higher octave. It'd be fun.
She's
Yeah.
delivered 2 children, so she's got a wide range.
Yeah.
she knows what's up.
I was gonna say letting all those.
Oh, Jono, you're horrible. That was. I can
That's
appreciate
also a
I can
line.
appreciate that, sir. I can appreciate it.
Jono says horrible.
Oh,
It's funny because it's Joe's wife.
shit. Oh shit.
Anyway, so I think that's Friday. Like, anyone else got any more Friday stuff?
Not really.
I mean, that was it Friday. Like I got super drunk that night. So
Disgusting.
that was also the first day that we pulled out the taint. So you did do a lot of taint tasting
Oh.
Yep.
on
I
Friday.
did.
How'd
we
that
did
go?
some taintings.
Very well. The taint this year
Yeah?
is solid. It is hot, but it tastes.
it was
great.
a very nice so last year was like a really nice sweet undertone with a really like quick spike of hot that went away relatively quick. This one
Was just
this
lingered.
one, it sat
it
on your,
lingered.
Yeah.
it sat on your tongue
It
like a fat cop trying to
lingered.
catch their breath. It was there like for a long time.
What do you think was in that Danish?
Yeah. There's a couple women out there who are just like, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple people out there like I sat on my partner's face that long, and that's how long
Yeah.
that's sat. But it's really good. Really
Yeah.
good.
Well, that's exciting.
But yeah, that was basically Friday.
Yeah. So Saturday.
That's why instead of saying I'm the scat man, Josh now has to say I'm the taint man.
The taint was
Hard
delicious.
Yeah, you play your cards right. That could be the same thing. You can get some scat in your tank.
Oh, she needs the full rundown. Well, I mean, we can go back in time and look at the tapes at Lorna. But you know, it's been many times. DragonCon, JordanCon, all over the place.
Ha! Got him. Brother Dan. He's got jokes.
Saturday. What did you guys do on Saturday? What time did
that
you
was the
wake
day
up?
that
What
we
time were you able to do things?
I recovered. Saturday was my recovery day. I wanted to go to the Herrenmark sword tournament. I
Mhm.
wanted to do all the Saturday was my recovery day. No. Like I woke up, I wandered around for like 10 minutes. It was Black Coat Saturday. So I was wearing my handmade Ashaman jacket, which I'm super
great, by the
proud
way.
of, by the way.
It did, yeah.
And then I went back to I laid down for probably about 2 or 3 hours. And I think the first thing I did was when they did the big like Ashaman group photo. I like jumped into that. I was like, hey, all right. And then I basically pulled everybody out front and I filmed a TikTok with everybody, and that was a really fun TikTok. As far as like official events that I did, hold on. I'm looking at my schedule app because I'm like,
Let me check out this app. to remind my
brain of what even happened.
This
days
is
ago.
how you remind me.
Oh yes, we also volunteered at ConSuite on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Daniel, that's one of the main places I saw you.
No, I know, I am aware. And then there was.
I did the
Oh.
tWoTcast live with you guys.
That's true.
That's Saturday evening. We'll get to the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I saved the day. I saved your asses.
That's true. That's true. You did.
That was great.
Right.
Sorry, I got excited there. I
Hey,
apologize.
Josh gave me internet Wi-Fi access when I had none, and I needed it.
That's
so
true.
He did say
I did this, but at the
Because
same
you
time,
guys
like,
weren't staying in
we
the
were
hotel and you didn't have the Wi-Fi.
No, we're
Jimmy-
assholes, and we didn't do it properly. So Jimmy helped us out. So he put our name on our room, and I don't know if it was like some sort of misspelling or it's under his name, or it's a long, complicated story. But O'Hara mixed with our room number in any format whatsoever was not given.
It was probably O'Hara 69. Like he knew it was O'Hara.
O'Hara 42069.
Yeah, just not working.
We're done.
Also,
went to that
we tried to
costume
solve that
contest.
problem before we got to the room, Josh, and Jimmy was like, just use this code. And I was like, okay. And then so he gave me something else, and then I walked in there, tried that, still didn't work. So it's like, I didn't walk in not
O'Hara
having a
68.
plan. Yeah.
You couldn't quite make it around to the
I found
front,
out-
but you could make it to the back.
I found
Yeah,
out
that's
why
it.
that was, by the way, Joe, and I meant to tell you about that. So ends up like Friday night, you were kind of over the top taking your pants off, and they intentionally took your Wi-Fi away.
Sounds about right.
Which is again, that's the Patrick Swayze line.
Sounds about right.
Took Wi-Fi away.
Daniel, what
you
time were
guys-
you awake on Saturday? Andrew?
I
Okay.
woke
So
up
I
the
was
first time
awake-
at 4:30.
Okay. Oh, okay.
PM or AM?
Or BM.
p.m.
Oh, bowel movement.
I think
Yikes.
the girlfriend said I made it back to the room at 4 o'clock and tried to go to sleep on the floor.
Yours
Put
or
a pillow under my head.
Oh
yes.
my god, that reminds me of the
No.
year that you went to
No.
sleep in the bathtub.
I love that. I love
There
that.
was a
story.
reason for that, at least this year there wasn't. And then her being the
I'm
kind
sure,
person she is.
Daniel, I feel like we told that story last year.
Yeah.
We have
This
people who
exact
did tell that
scenario.
story. This is
Yeah.
100% where we told that story.
I mean, there's a key element of the story that's publicly not known, and we're going to keep it that way. But
I'm okay
Oh.
with that.
He was hopped up on Cialis.
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
You gotta
yeah.
join our only taints for
But
that.
this year, like
Yeah.
I fell asleep on the floor. I laid down on the floor,
It
and
removed
then
the
she
cement.
tried to put a pillow under my head. I threw it at my headboard, and then like she like turned over and turned back, and I was like waist up on the bed, waist down off the bed, and this poor little 5 foot tall girl picked up my legs, threw them on the bed, and I love her to death. Said
Damn.
fucking
Good.
good enough, and went to bed.
She's like, I've been doing my
Yeah.
my bench presses.
And then she said like once or twice, like she got concerned because she's like, oh, it sounded like you were getting ready to throw up, but I looked over and you would make a noise and then smile. And I'm like, I'm an asshole, I guess.
You may have been jerking off.
When Andrew's drunk, he likes to sound like he's about to throw up, and then he just smiles at you. That's very
But,
Apparently.
dude, I'm not even kidding. That's not inaccurate. Like, seriously. He just
Daniel's
makes
like, I've been in the
most
room for that.
Horrible noises when he's sleep drunk. They're a little bit better when he sleeps with COVID.
Okay,
better.
that's
They're
different.
also
That's
bad.
that's sleep apnea. That's me like just struggling for life as I sleep. All right.
I mean, I've heard you make noises when you're drunk in the sleep. It also sounds like you're struggling.
Oh,
for
it's
life.
not any better, but the sleep apnea doesn't help.
Yeah, so I woke up about 9 a.m. on Saturday, and I was down at ConSuite at 10:10 to grab some bagels and some lox and whatnot for
Mhm.
my partner and I. At which point they were like, "Hey, we
My
actually
partner and me.
my partner and I."
Object the preposition. You're grabbing them for me. But anyway, go on. No, it's fine. serious face.
I have a serious question, Jono. A very serious question.
I mean, he's not wrong, Daniel.
Do I have enough alcohol for this? I need more.
So
You're just drinking
went down to
you're just
Con
drinking
Suite
Mountain Dew.
The question is,
To
do you have
grab-
enough alcohol that you're willing to drink left for this?
to
You
grab
have the
bagels and lox
Constitution and the will.
for my partner and Daniel.
AK Sully? What the fuck? Is that like Sully
Yeah, AK
Sullivan
Sully.
from Monsters Inc. as an AK-47?
Pronounce it phonetically.
Actually,
Oh, thank you, Lauren. That may or may not be Joe's wife at the bottom left.
May or may not.
Yeah.
but I was actually very annoyed because I got down to Con Suite and they were like, "We stopped serving breakfast at 10," and I was like, "Oh, I thought it was 10:30." Now, granted, let me be very clear: they had already run out of bagels, so it wasn't like they were saying like we stopped
Like,
serving at 10.
yeah, like get out of here. And there's a pile of bagels.
Yeah,
It was
they
like,
were-
Leave. There's
But
no
they
more
were also
bagels.
like,
Get
we
out.
stopped serving at 10, and also we've run out of bagels, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. So I grabbed some grab and go, went back up, and we checked Sked, and it was definitely like, Con Suite, breakfast from 8 to 10:30. And we were like, the fuck? But anyway, they were out of bagels, so it didn't matter. It was unnecessary.
I mean, every restaurant on the planet stops breakfast at 10:30, right? I mean, that's just standard.
No,
It's a
well,
standard
some
time.
of them do breakfast all day.
that's all.
If they
Fine.
stop.
Is there a phone for it?
If they stop breakfast.
If they
It
stop,
depends
Josh,
if
it's
you live in
10:30.
an elderly neighborhood, you might give it until 11.
But as you
So
said,
if you
Daniel,
live in an elderly neighborhood, you stop breakfast at 8 because you gotta start serving dinner by 3:30. Like,
yeah, 3:30 is dinner.
And you
Hey,
stop serving them by
Some
5.
of them like to still pretend to be young and wait until 10 to 10:30 to eat breakfast.
I don't know because I don't.
So you
go
give
to
them
the-
till 11 because it makes them feel like they're still early, yet they're
I don't know. Is it
exploring.
11 now? I don't know.
It's 10:69. They stopped serving at 11:09. It's an
I
amazing.
can tell you
10
that they
a.m. I
serve
was
dinner at
on-
11 p.m.
You know
What
how
was it?
badly
What
you would
was it?
fuck up most of America if you said we stopped serving breakfast at 10:69? The amount of people that could not convert that to 11:09.
They're like, wait a minute.
You're like, oh, that's not a real time.
that
Must be
military
Oh,
all
I
time?
didn't know 1069 was a time.
It's all the time. In fairness, it's not a time. It's a lifestyle.
not wrong. Where's the lie? Where is the
I'll get
lie?
that tattooed across my throat. 10:69.
Oh, rock.
Why stop
Jono.
at throat? Just like right across the mouth.
Or
I'll make
you
the
could
0 from
go-
the 10 this eye and the O part of the 6
10.
this eye.
10
Or
dot
if
69.
you're extremely dedicated, you go military time and you do 22:69, and then really confuse people.
The nighttime. I'm a morning 69er. I don't want to get showered. I want last night's stuff.
Pretty sure that's how you accidentally open
not
like
this morning,
a Rosen
Jono, I have morning
Ironstern
crotch.
bridge. Rosenstein, whatever it is. The fucking
I
railroad
have a
bridge.
feeling that there would be a lot of Bible people who would confuse if you got a tattoo
Yeah,
of 10.
There it is. There it is.
9.
We've already got one.
I get that it's chapter 22, verse 69, but what book?
That's when you show them your butthole where you
It's
have
the book of
Psalms
Jono. The
written
book of
around
Jono is
you.
going to be written. Yeah. It's also never going to be published. So,
It's on the Deep Sea Scrolls.
yeah.
It's one of the Dead
Well,
Sea
when
stuff.
Daniel was missing his bagels, I was on a panel for Dragon Mount.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was like,
look at
who
him
asked me to be there?
bragging over here about being on a
no, we played a
panel.
Family Feud, and it was really fun.
I believe
But but we lost horribly.
Aww.
As you do.
Well, I mean, I did not see you on the team of people who won that were.
I was
put
on a
up
good
in
team,
closing
Daniel. Thanks very
ceremony.
much.
But you weren't in the picture of the team that they put on during closing ceremonies.
That's
of the team
true.
that won.
That's true.
Thank
That's
you.
true.
I wasn't insulting you. I was just stating facts.
Ooh,
You know, so Matt Hatch, I gave him so much shit for saying the first question was fucking like, what name a person from the Two Rivers? So it was like very like super easy, but it was a short list. And
Yeah.
before even running through like Matt Perrin, Rand, like the ones that are the obvious ones, like Nynaeve.
5?
He said Master Alvear, like really early on, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like before Nynaeve, like, are you out of your mind? So I was giving him shit for it, and then the very next question was name an Aja color, and there was only 6 choices, and the only one was up there was blue, and I said red, and it wasn't on there.
What?
So of course, Matt proceeded to give me shit for the rest of the entire
As
show.
you should receive.
Wow. Yeah, if there
So
were
we were just like
there should have been 8
yelling at each
answers
other the
up
whole
there, and you should have been able to just go through the entire gamut of them. If you were gonna leave any
that
off,
would
it
make
should have
sense,
been
wouldn't it?
White.
You're
And
Why
you're
would
all
you do
missing-
it?
gray.
Makes sense though.
You're all missing the best answer for a character from the Two Rivers, and the answer is goat. Goat.
Oh, I say.
If you don't get
Actually,
that
we
wrong,
were
I think-
all ready to say Senbui
Badger.
for a steal, and then they said Senbui, and that was the last one.
Well, I was going to say,
we were
like,
mind
go watch You Don't Mess with the Zohan, and you can see a survivor of the Battle of Two Rivers. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I think as someone from the Two Rivers,
that joke absolutely
definitely
flopped.
I haven't seen Zohan
Like terribly. What? You don't mess with
20
the Zohan?
years. In like 20. When was that movie?
Ah,
I've literally
I don't-
never seen
98?
that movie in my entire life.
I don't think it was that old. I think it was at least in the 2000s.
All right, so
It's
it's
definitely
01. It's 01.
Definitely
Is it
pre-September.
actually? Did you look it up?
No, I didn't. No, I'm guessing. It's
Now we're gonna
01.
find out.
Oh Jesus, are we all Googling right now? Is that what's happening right now?
2008, motherfucker.
Wow, that movie came out after 2001. Holy shit!
Who's quick on the Google foo? Oh, Adelisa dies up with it too.
Bruh, why are we relying on chat? Daniel's got all your answers except for what a preposition is.
Well, we're relying on chat because
Because I'm
Yes,
lazy.
they can look
Daniel.
things up and still keep the show going.
Yes, blame
Yeah.
Chad for not looking it up fast enough, not some moron for making a stupid joke. Yes,
I will say
Julia.
this, and Adelorn is here, and she can confirm. After
Is it that she's the best?
Cat, well, she
Around?
is the best. No
Never
one's
gonna
ever
keep
going to
you
take her down. I went to the tWoTcast panel.
Oh,
Where you
boo.
guys did that. Have I taken the 3 O's, which was a fun game, by the way. And Alan Romanchek's video was, as always,
Every time. Yeah.
That man can slay every time. He's fantastic.
I would have gone, but I didn't see Tom walking away to smoke a cigarette, so I was like, it's not worth it.
It actually
Not
happened.
podcast.
Yeah, it
Which
actually
is
happened.
weird
Tom,
because he was absolutely there.
yeah,
Mhm.
there's
But,
pictures
He
of.
just looked a lot like somebody from the Black Tower podcast.
It would have been great if you had somebody like wear like a printed out face of Tom and just carry a
Andrew-
cigarette
Andrew,
outside.
That's never
Andrew,
that's
we
never
talked
happened
about
before.
Andrew,
We would
talked
never
about
do
it.
that.
Oh, hell yeah, it happened.
We would never do that.
None of
That's
us
that's
had a
insane.
printer.
Not only did we not do that on Saturday because Tom was there, but we have never done that for 7 to 8 years before that.
I wish you had told us about that a decade ago. That would
Well,
save
you know,
time.
it's
effort.
It's a free idea for you to use in the future.
Thank you. We needed it. Yeah.
Yeah, we needed that idea.
Like as we're talking, I remember last year me like staring at the freaking like
Oh shit!
dummy figure with Tom's face being like, "Oh, I wonder what that's for."
That's too funny.
It's for fucking. It's for
I-
fucking.
In my
A dummy
defense,
figure.
I wasn't there.
I will
There you
say,
go.
and then I was just gonna say after that was over,
Yeah.
or no, actually no. During that panel, I loved Tom's story about intentionally burning down houses
Yes.
in
Oh,
Long
yeah.
Island.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great story.
You learn a lot.
Tom
Tom D. Simone from Dragon Round, by the way, not Tom O'Hara. Different Tom.
Yeah. Different time. THO.
For legal reasons, different Tom.
Different time. For legal reasons. Tom has great stories, like
he's good.
I knew he'd be a great one to have on that panel. I thought
I
Maria
love-
did great for the 5 seconds she could hang
I was
out,
just
and
gonna
then
say her story
We'll
was
post
pretty
her
good
story in a
too.
bit. But yeah, her story was amazing. Oh, there was a little more.
Oh, see, now
Post
that
her
part I
story.
remember from last year. Like that was pretty much the same last year.
yeah. That Maria basically couldn't be on the show, but she just like shoved things away because she's like, I've got a streak. I can't miss my streak.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
also, I
Sorry,
learned a couple
missing
things about
streak.
Maria during that show. During that
Did you
panel.
not know that?
I did not know that.
Oh my god! So like, what's funny is like Joe is like, hey, there's a few things. Maybe don't tell this one. I'm like, look, if you don't know this thing, which by the way, if you want to know this thing, please listen to our episode live at Jordan.
You gotta do it. Go.
Yeah.
And then JordanCon 2024.
But I'll be honest. So it's about Maria Simmons, editor of the Wheel of Time, since I think book 3 or 4, or maybe it's later. Maybe
No,
it's
it's later than that. Yeah.
It's 6. Since book 6. If you don't know anything about Maria Simmons, she started editing the book in book 6, the series, and she edited other things that are crucially important to everything you've ever thought of. Now, maybe not Wheel of Time, maybe not other fantasy series, but she's edited some things that you've thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on.
I will say, any chance
Doing
you
there.
get to meet Maria Simmons, even if it's like,
Oh yeah, she's
like, it's
the
like the
best.
tiniest, like, meet Maria.
Yeah.
She is like
Yeah.
the kindest, sweetest, but also party hardest person around.
Right?
Yeah,
It's like,
drinks.
that happened Friday night. Like everybody, like I'm sitting there like staring out across a crowd of drunk off their ass people. I'm like, I finally feel like I'm at home.
I also
And like
want to throw out there
Maria's
that
just
you-
making her way through the middle, just chatting with everybody, and I'm just like,
She's the goddamn best.
Mhm.
If
You know who else is the goddamn
ever
best?
get a chance to meet Maria, the best way is in the middle of a game where you are utterly sloshed.
one day we will let that individual live that down. But today is not that.
It is not
It is
that
not
day.
day.
I would be fascinated to take that story versus maybe not Joe's or Tom's, but someone from tWoTcast story, like head to head, because
Lynn has the best comment here. She told the best stories in the smoking area. I learned more smoking than I did in the panels, which is adorably accurate. I would say.
that's the thing. Is like that's the most JordanCon thing you've ever fucking said. Like the thing is like this. There are some of the most brilliant, like fun, like original, whatever the fuck people who know everything about the series or want to talk about what else the series or not the series. Like that's the whole thing. It's just a bunch of fucking nerds who are just having fun. And like if there's any bigger endorsement for it, I don't fucking know what. It's fucking amazing. Lauren, I can hear your voice. God damn it.
Which is
The
funny
voice
because
is
she
back.
can't hear yours.
It literally went like this.
Noah's wearing. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I will say I have been continually surprised. So like, oh my god. Okay, sorry.
No.
Sidetrack real quick. The comment by Adalorna Sedai right now is perfect. And if you didn't get a chance to see the Sangreal that the North Harbor podcast ladies were carrying around,
Spoiler
you
alert.
missed out.
I
It's
legit
not
spent half a second.
Sangreal. It's a Terrangreal.
No, it was a Sangreal.
Depends on at what stage in life you are, whether it's a tear or a saw.
God damn it, Andrew! Stop that!
But the first time I saw it, I remember staring at it for a second. I'm like, that looks so familiar.
Oh, are you talking about those little islands of Tarvalon they had?
Yes, it was a map of Tarvalon.
It was a
and
map of
you could
Tarvalon, yeah.
find
You might even be able to
North
call it
Harbor.
an areola map of Tarvalon.
What's
Yeah, it
an
was from the
areola?
top. Yeah, well,
You have
yeah, it
to
was from an
find-
aerial view.
Yeah, you have to find North Harbor on the map to activate it.
No,
You have to activate the White Tower?
Yeah,
No,
you
the
channel
Sangreal.
North Harbor to actually.
Sometimes it helps if you get a little.
I don't know.
If you try to find North Harbor, it is elusive, but I mean, you can find it.
I mean, it's really not.
Sometimes you
know
can
that
pull
some
back
people
this
think
shroud
that's true,
or
but it's
hood,
really
if you
not.
will,
Daniel, I agree with you.
I don't know. I like what Andrew said about pulling back the shroud.
Oh yeah, no, I think my favorite part is the fact that the Ogier stonemasons who are working with the stone in Tarvalon were just huge perverts. Just be like having those walls on either side of Tarvalon. Just be basically you can just you just go ahead and just peel them back.
Yeah.
And just go ahead and crashing waves over across the country.
So wait, does that make you a prude if you put chains of Quindiar across
massive?
the harbors?
Or holy shit! What if it's for like a what's it called? Pegging.
Chastity belt?
Like it's like a chassis for like pegging, and that's what the Quaindalar is.
Well, you can also pull the
that Quaindalar.
You can also pull the pickup line.
Quaindalar.
You can also pull the pickup line of "Are you the Almerlun, or is that just Quindiar in my pants?"
Ooh.
They showed me the song Real, but they were also singing "I worked in a button factory" at the time, so I was very confused.
So you started doing this and it didn't work?
Yeah, I was like,
pushing the button with your left hand.
One day my wife said to me, turn the button with your left hand. And I didn't understand what was happening.
And then she said, stop.
One day, my boss came up to me. He said, hey, Joe, are you busy? I said, no.
Yeah, no. Rub this part of the sangreal with your right hand. You know?
Tell me, my friend, have you heard of the
Also, thank you to my wife who brought me this old-fashioned.
Lauren, you're the greatest.
Oh,
also, we're glad that you're the highlight of your JordanCon was Jono taking his clothes off.
That's like honestly, like, what's
why
funny
wouldn't
is
it be?
Every time, like when Lauren thinks of JordanCon, and it's not weird to say this because Joe is in no way one of my very close friends because Joe's a piece of fucking shit.
No, we're horrible people. We don't like each other at all.
Like when Lauren's like, "Is Johnny gonna take his clothes off?" And that's
he really just wants you to get as drunk as humanly possible and start doing the most ridiculous things she can think of, and that's really
exactly right.
Yeah, you gotta go streaking through the quad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing, right?
End up in the fountain.
Yeah.
If
so
it's not a felony,
area with Maria,
then it's not funny.
No, did we?
How did the Black Tower break up? Oh, Andrew got himself sent to jail.
if we do break up, I guarantee you it'll be Andrew getting pinched by either Atlanta PD or the Columbus PD.
Yeah, there you go. It's the one of the two.
That's
either WotCon or JordanCon. When's it going to happen?
That's how I'm ending my podcast career.
Have you guys? Let me ask you guys something very intimate. Have you just talked about what you would do if you ended the podcast and how you would do it?
If what?
If you ended the
If we were
podcast,
to ever end the podcast, it would be what we would do is we would go out like champions, like the other,
of course,
like another podcast out there, and we would be like, hey. Our voices need to be heard because
I fucking know it.
Silent.
You son of a bitch.
And then we'd immediately disappear forever.
We would disappear and we'd sit back. We'd sit back for the next 3 months, hoping that we got enough comments saying, "No, we need you. Don't leave." To justify us going back on our word.
It'd be the end of the Breakfast Club, and the final image would just be all of us like.
Oh, all I can think of now when you say Breakfast Club is the Chris Rock special.
Some of your feet are off the ground.
Calling it a bitch.
Some of you aren't. I get it. Okay.
I think
show, but I
as
heard
an actual. Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, it was a very it was a wonderful joke, but
It's
also
probably a
very
dumb joke. Go ahead, Daniel.
rooted in history. I heard that the North Harbor girls, they were going to finish the last episode they had was going to be called "The End of the Breakfast Club."
Oh, that's true. They did say that.
Yeah.
They revealed that to us.
That was going to be a cunnilingus
Were you
joke.
supposed to
Went better
reveal
than I
that?
was
It
doing.
was bad.
Or was that a
It was bad,
secret?
Jono.
It was a cunnilingus joke that I missed, just like many cunnilingus realities. And leave.
Just saying. I was just
you meant
asking
your
because, like,
military
over the years, Jono and Tom and I have come up with many random dumbass ideas at like 3 a.m. of like, oh, if we ever stop, let's do it like this. And we have like 3 or 4 ideas that I
I'm
cleverly
pretty sure-
recorded, and they're not aware of anymore because they're drunk idiots.
I think my favorite one, like, I don't know if I have any other ideas about this than this one right now, but like, I think it would be great to just pretend to be mad at each other and just like break up,
Start
like,
a feud.
horribly. Just like break up in an absolutely.
No, you go to hell. This isn't a joke.
Yeah, like
If we ever broke up, I'd start
public
the
thing.
Saladar Black Tower.
See, that's
But
the
then
secret
we
people
would
don't
go
realize
ahead
about
and,
Black Tower. Like, it wouldn't
come
work because
back to
we actually
JordanCon.
do all 3 hate each other. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
like we
That's
legitimately
funny.
like
Mhm.
can't stand the mere sight, presence, smell, nor essence of each
The
other.
smell, I get the smell.
And
This
yeah,
is my
and
least
yet all
favorite.
3 of us are
Oh.
incredibly good actors, and so every day, every
You-
Tuesday,
you
we
just
put
fake
on
it.
our Oscar-worthy performances.
Yeah, you just fake it. Yeah. This is my least favorite idea, but this is the one that we talk about being the most likely. And
It's
we're
on
just
our
gonna
only
start an
tape,
episode like it's a
Catalorna.
super normal episode, and then just stop talking like there's some sort of audio issue, and then never come back.
Oh,
No,
oh,
no.
like you
If
gotta
we
like,
ever
just
go
like-
out with the
Like
Black
15
Hour
minutes of an
podcast,
episode, and then like an hour of silence, and then like that's it.
Post
And
it.
there's never an episode after that.
No.
That's
If we ever go out, we're gonna be in the final 15 minutes of the episode, and then it'll just go to black,
I love the
and everybody
if.
will just be like,
Yeah, if we ever stop.
Yeah, I love the if. Like,
It'll
just
probably
explain-
get
Well,
more views
Jono,
than our
we're going
regular
on
video.
13 years
Yeah.
now, 14. I don't
yeah, I
fucking
was
know.
gonna say, like, if anybody understands the if we ever stop thing,
Yeah.
It's not an if, it's a win, is what I'm
Well,
saying. Like, it's a
Our
win.
thing is we gotta wait until like the oldest cast becomes the deadest cast.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we all know that Tom's going to die before Jono and I. Like, we're all aware of that, right?
but eventually
He's just gonna
Jono
walk
is
off into
gonna
that
make
ethereal
Big Fucky
sunset to
Wucky
smoke his last
and end
cigarette.
up in Forever Body.
Great guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're just going to keep going for like 2 episodes without Tom and then just stop.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That is a good question. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've privately
I
thought
feel
about it
like
before. Like,
you guys
how
wouldn't
would that
have
happen?
made it.
But
He's gone for a few episodes.
No, we wouldn't. Yeah, that's the point. That's why we would do at least 2 more without him.
I'd like to see at
What are you
least
doing?
one
Why
episode
did
with.
Tom not come into the record? Oh,
We wouldn't know. And then we'd be like, oh, shit, we should stop
Tom's
doing
dead.
this.
No one seemed to notice.
No one seemed to notice.
Yeah.
I would like to see at least like one episode since we've established that Joe is going to outlive everyone.
Yeah.
I'd like to at least see
No,
like
John, I
one
will.
episode with Joe being like, "Welcome to tWoTcast. Hey, what's up? We had JordanCon last weekend. Jono, what do you think?" Oh.
And just hold up like fake masks like on the logo.
Jono, what do you think?
Just fun.
Well,
What do you
I
think?
don't
Oh,
know.
good one.
I'm thinking of friendship right now. Oh,
I
yeah,
love,
you
like, here's
would.
the problem with this. I love every part of it, but I will outlive Joe. However,
Uh-huh.
Joe does all the fucking work, and don't let Joe hear this because
There
he's
you go.
dumb. Joe does all the work for the show, with the exception of my amazing notes, which are dick joke, pussy joke, dick joke.
Sounds about right.
Joe does all the work for the show. So it'll actually just be me in like my room here, like we are a tWoTcast. I'm not live, but I'm still going to do it. It's just me Tuesday. I just like
So the live feed will start, but it won't. And
Yeah.
then you'll just be in your okay. I get
I'll
it.
be alone.
I-
Just
It is like we're on the couch on a
I
Saturday
usually
morning,
would-
drinking a
It's
beer
the
and
final
crying.
live stream, and it's just your wake.
Podcast.
It's the final
My
live stream. It's just
favorite-
your wake before the funeral.
I would
My favorite
masturbate
idea
so
is that actually Joe is just standing there with the
Yeah, with the masks.
obviously,
Yeah.
with whatever. But I love the idea of Joe just being like, "Hey, I'm Jono," like horrible, terrible dick joke, and then he just sets down the bass, then presses the button for Jono.
I have to put it down first.
And then he picks
on.
it back up, and
Yeah. Okay.
oh,
Not bad. Not bad. That you know what? We'll add that to the list of the many ideas we've had over the years.
You could have the Leaf
yeah.
Cast guys make puppets of all three of you, so that
No, by the time any of you guys die from tWoTcast, we'll have hologram technology.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, the AI
Deepfakes,
stuff's out of
deepfakes.
control. I can.
First,
I
my
can.
God.
Tupac, then
I can
Joe.
make fake Jonos and fake Toms all
Dibs
all
on
day.
Jono deepfake stand-in.
I'm just saying this. When we die,
Jono suddenly has his whole face, but then there's just beard sticking out.
It'd be like those weird Snapchat filters where it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, look."
just like
Same
look.
thing. I'm just saying when it comes to dying from tWoTcast, like it's pretty imminent.
I mean, one of us.
Yeah. Well, three.
Anyway, what else on Saturday, boys?
Uh,
Did you have fun at the
after your
dance party?
panel-
Josh did, I know.
I was just gonna say after your party, I went to Watchionary, which was a lot of fun.
I also
And
did
then-
that.
I kept getting Adalornis and I blowing my phone up. Where you at? Come to the dance. Where you at? Come to the dance.
And you were like,
and I was
fucking
like,
watching Joe, the most
God.
handsome artist I've ever seen, draw doodles.
Adalorna, you're being so needy right now. She's gonna.
No,
kill me
Watch Area
next
was a
time.
lot of fun. We had a good game. That was good. It was fun. A
It
lot
was
of people up
fun.
there. A lot of
Watch Area
guests.
was awesome. Like so,
Yeah.
Watch Area. I wish I were a better person with more energy on Sundays.
This is
to
not
actually,
the
like-
second comment.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Oh hey, and hey, to actually like
Hey,
it almost
my
makes me
name is
want
Joe.
to. I want to be on the
Gotta
show.
work in the button factory.
I'm not an artist, so I
We know.
What? Yeah, you noticed my dick pics don't even look right. Like,
Got him.
they always lean to the left. It's not Peyronie's disease, I promise.
I thought you meant like your one-eye monster started looking to the right, just like
That's another.
Yeah,
that's
that's what he
the
meant.
other
That's what I
side.
meant. Yeah.
That's when I'm looking into the mirror, and that's still Peyronie's disease. But anyway, so like I would love to. Like, it's just a great fucking show.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's fun.
but I hate you.
You know what? I felt really bad. So a couple of some of the team captains, Abigail, Tree, and Skeeter,
Sounds like real names.
decently, they're real names.
I know.
Decently hard prompts the whole time. Mostly,
I
but
thought
like
they were all decently hard. My bad.
Abigail, consistently got the most fucking difficult things to draw, and every time she would sit down in the seat, and I'd get up and go talk to Josh, and if you guys don't watch Way of the Leaf, their new reader show
What's Way
has
of the Leaf?
got Josh on, and he's currently in book 6 or so. But I would go Josh, what's the next prompt? And he'd give it to me, and I'd be like, motherfucker, okay, goddamn, I'm one of the people drawing, and I don't want to draw that. And I'd have to come back and sit down to Abigail and be like, here's the prompt. Oh fuck! And I'd have to say this long thing, and she'd be like, what? And I'd be like, I'm sorry. And then, and she'd just be like, Jesus Christ, okay, let me try to draw this. But she did pretty good.
It was the
Based
first
on
print
how
of the
fucking
sword in
difficult.
the dining room next
You
to
did
Lenny.
pretty-
It was insane.
Wow.
Every time she was sitting in the chair, it was the
Superman
hardest
does
thing possible to draw.
Uh,
So bravo, Abigail, I would say, from Watchionary.
Bravo.
Yeah,
I said
she
kudos to
crushed it.
anybody that made it
Killed
through
it.
Saturday
Killed
and
it.
Sunday because
Mhm.
yeah, no, I stayed in the room. I literally ordered DoorDash for Saturday night.
Bruh.
I
Can I
went
give you this
downstairs, didn't
recommendation?
even put on a belt, went downstairs, got the food, went back upstairs. And the whole time I'm
Andrew.
like, don't notice me, don't notice me.
I
Saturday's
love
one
the
that
person
he's
knows
most
me.
fun.
Slobbery is didn't put on a belt.
Yeah, no, dude, I was, well, they hit me up like really
Just
quick.
a
They're like,
hotel robe. It's flapping open.
No. I put on jeans and everything, but it was like a really quick, like, I'm downstairs. Please come meet me downstairs. And I'm like, oh, I feel bad making the DoorDash driver wait.
Don't. DoorDash drivers are shit.
I will say, like, Thursday,
I worked at so many restaurants, and every DoorDash driver is garbage.
Yeah. So, like, the Thursday night when we showed up, or Thursday afternoon, I feel like super pretentious even saying this, so I don't mean it that way. But I have Maya with me, who has never experienced anything other than family walking in and somebody going, "Hi, so-and-so, I know you." And we walk in, make it 2 steps inside of the hotel, and there's like 2 or 3 people that go, "Andrew!" And Maya immediately goes, "What the fuck?" So, like, I didn't want to expose her to the other shit. So the whole time, like, I'm walking around like, no. As if I'm, like, some C-list celebrity amongst a list of, like, A-list celebrities. Like,
so what's the C-list? I've heard the C-list, which I believe is to the, like, if we're looking at Tarvalon,
Jono, stop.
It doesn't exist.
Nope.
It doesn't. But no, that's all I did. That was my Saturday night. I went, grabbed DoorDash, brought it back up to the room. We ate, we watched.
How are you dead for an entire day of the con? I don't what's even the point?
Easily, I'm fucking. Well, I can't say I'm old because it is. But no, I feel.
Yeah, because you're amongst much older people.
Yeah. I was just like,
try it, buddy.
I don't have a good excuse or a good reason.
All right, it's not a good excuse. All right, yeah.
I was just dead.
He has an excuse, but it's not good.
It is my reasoning. Like, I was just dead, and like I woke up at like 4:30 Saturday, and I was like, I want to go say hi to all of my friends, but I also don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's the way I feel waking up every day with my wife.
Yeah,
she's beautiful.
Yeah, I will throw out there, like, I'm gonna get just a little bit real for a moment. I know, right? I have to say, all of us people with a shit ton of spoons being like, I don't understand how you could not want to be downstairs for like a whole day of con. Like, it's a little patronizing for all of us. I mean, like, just
don't get me wrong, like
spoons people to be like, I just don't even understand. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I go into JordanCon every year, it never fails, feeling like I have an unlimited supply of spoons. I'm like, this is my time to shine. And then Thursday night, I'm like, okay, that was fun. And then Friday night happens, and then it's just fucking gone. Like, and it's not like in a negative way. It's not like I hate people come up and saying hi, or me going up and saying hi, or whatever. I honestly, I don't know what it is. And to be fair, like, I'm struggling to mediate it to where I don't feel so exhausted come Saturday or Sunday, where I actually come down and say hi.
All right, being exhausted on Sunday, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like,
nothing's wrong with that.
Or Sunday. Like, if I'm not around Saturday, at least I come down Sunday, and I didn't even do that this year. It's like I've just gone like full like Clint Eastwood recluse old man on his porch. Just like, stay off of my lawn. It's not even my lawn.
Hey, as long as you don't yell politics at a chair on a stage, you haven't gone.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
The fun part is, though, what about this lawn?
The fun part is, so you had Saturday night, you had the dance, right? Which we go hard. We go hard.
Which I was at.
The hotel staff usually gets pissed off and kicks us out at some point in time.
Not this year. Wait, did I?
That's about when people start pulling out bottles.
Of course they did. They always did.
They got super pissed. They got super
honestly, part of the problem was this year, like, so I don't know really what it was, like, the
double booked
last year, because I didn't. No. I didn't last year. I don't remember exactly what it was, like, the situation when they kicked us out of the dance party last year, but it was not super kind. This year, they apparently were like, you got to be out of that room at 2.
Turn off the music now. Get out. You have to.
And we were like, okay, cool. So that means that, like, we'll just go until 2, and then we'll like clean up and get out. But like hotel people came in and were like at like 1:45, and we're like, you guys need to be out of this room by 2. And they were like, I'm sorry, what? Like, the fuck?
I mean, they've definitely been strict before in the past, but it's usually like a JordanCon person that's like stopping me from going into the room or something. It's not like they're like, we're trying to get people out of here. Stop coming in the room. Like, like it's not like a hotel staff is like, get the fuck out. Yeah. Like it's a very, that's a very different scenario.
Definitely a little bit more like, somebody with a name tag.
I know historically, like, Josh and I have encountered hotel staff, so they'll be like, you can't have bottles out here in the garden at 2:00 in the morning. We're just like, are you even a hotel?
Jimmy, what do you mean they were wrong? I don't understand. They were wrong to kick us out? I'm confused.
Wait, explain. Who's James Liang?
Now, who's James Liang?
It's actually what's funny is I do remember.
It's almost like he runs JordanCon.
Hold on, real quick. I do remember being with some James Liang. And him actually like looking at like, wait, you're being kicked out, and just being like, they're wrong. Give me a minute, and like actually,
so
Jimmy literally looked at the contract and just goes like, these guys, I'm gonna fucking take care of it.
Yeah.
You might be right because
I'm gonna take care of it.
That's how Jimmy talks, just like he's from The Godfather.
You might be
right. Someday we definitely had a situation with somebody like
yes, they were wrong to stop us. Yeah, so he's not right. Also, all of those were horrible. I mean, horribly great impressions.
I don't know. I really like Daniel's.
Excuse me? You come to me today on this Tuesday?
I mean,
you asked to do tWoTcast and you asked me to commit murder?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's like halfway there. Like, absolutely right, because I mean, so on a day-to-day basis, like yes, I work in a customer service facing job, but the only people I deal with
is already too big. Why?
What?
Don't help Daniel.
Yeah, the only people I deal with like on a daily basis are like coworkers, which is like 5 people, and then these 2 people I tricked into doing Black Terror podcast with me. Like that's it. So. Like if I show up somewhere and there's like 7 people that I know that are all saying hi, like I'm very excited to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next day I'm just like,
what if it's 6?
Why?
6 people, not 7.
I don't know.
Then he's like, fuck you, fuck every single one of you. It needs to be 7.
It just depends. But admittedly, there's an absolute correlation into how drunk I was the night before. Because I'm definitely that kind of person that, like, if I don't remember what happened the night before, I assume the worst thing possible happened.
And you're like, I can't face these people for an entire 24 hours.
They're all going to know how shameful I am. I can't do it. Like,
how are
that
they
is
going to
absolutely
know?
a thing for me.
They're going to know.
They're not
going to know.
Which is absolutely a thing entirely on me that I have to work on not being so careless.
Look at that compliment, Josh, from Dana Liu, who we all know is the greatest person.
Yeah. Well, it's about time Josh took a year and represented Black Terror podcast.
Hey, shut up! Let's control those.
I love you, buddy. I love you. It's a joke.
I mean, Andrew, he's represented you in the past. It was just drunk and passed out.
Yeah, that was a great night, though.
It was.
I was like 4 or 5 shots of Fireball
honestly, like
before he even came up to the place.
Your penis did unmentionable things.
You take the 3 of us and you stack us up in level of like intro versus extroverted, Josh is the absolute top tier Black Terror podcast extrovert. He is. Like,
okay.
He just is. No, like Daniel, you have incredible extrovert energy, but I don't know what it is because
I wasn't
Josh's ability to get in an elevator with complete strangers and just hand out fucking wristbands makes him unparalleled. I don't know what it is. He's like salesman meets like perfect PR rep.
You know what it is, Andrew? He has the fucking wristband.
Daniel hates wristbands.
That might be a fair point, but either way.
Right, really quick, stop. Real quick, overall impressions of JordanCon. Go. Daniel.
Solid. It does feel like we are either outgrowing our hotel or we need to just change things in the hotel, because it still feels very much like JordanCon thinks of itself as a smaller con, and sets things up as if we're a smaller con and expects the Ravinia to give us things as though we're a smaller con, or like haggles, that's not, bargains, whatever, with the Ravinia like we're a smaller con, and we're not a smaller con anymore. But overall, very good. Like, definitely wish there had been more. There felt like points where we were a little unorganized, and or there could have been like better staging areas for stuff. And as I said, I don't know whether that's because the hotel just isn't equipped for us anymore, or because JordanCon is like, no, Con Suite will still be fine in a big suite on the second floor, and you're like, no, it's not going to be fine. But I don't know. Overall, very solid, very good. I mean, we had a shit ton of people there, as God intended, and it was very fun, and I got to hang out with all of you lovely people. And if I'm being completely honest, that's where my value in JordanCon is just getting
a lot of people would agree with that, I think.
With people from across the country and or world who love the Wheel of Time. But I also feel like there are points where we either need a bigger hotel or an actual convention space. I don't know.
Okay. Andrew? You were only there on Friday, apparently. So.
I don't know. Like, I don't think that JordanCon is outgrowing its space at all. I think JordanCon this year metered net average with their last several years, not to include last year. Last year was a very big difference. Last year was very much TV show hype attendance for JordanCon.
Oh, yeah.
Plus a delayed year the previous year.
We sold out badges this year. So it was technically as big last year as it was this year.
I think it might be as big, but in a different style, because I still saw tickets available for the weeks leading up to JordanCon. So the new thing Thursday night ran out of lanyards, which was surprising, but that's a fallacious correlation.
Well, I love fallacious.
Yeah.
Conolangus.
My biggest thing is obviously JordanCon. You're recognized by the fantasy con goers, the fantasy media, all the way up through Wheel of Time on Prime, to where you have these interactions with Raven. That's no secret. That's no surprise for anybody attending or anybody that's a part of it. I would encourage a hard deadline for applications for media applications, and with that, a hard decision date that gives individuals a better chance at buying regular tickets if they can't get media passes for whatever reason that is. And with that, I also fully would accept, more stringent requirements on those that get media passes to deliver media content, not just show up and walk into somewhere, attend a panel, and not make any content about it. By all means.
Yeah, Jono. What? Sorry.
At the end of the day, I think JordanCon is amazing for many of the same reasons we've already talked about on our podcast. Is that it is a potluck style nerd fantasy fandom extravaganza for an entire weekend. If you want to show up and do Wheel of Time, you can. If you want to show up and do Star Wars meets Wheel of Time, you can. We saw plenty of Stormtrooper white cloaks this weekend. There's so much for everybody to have that it's an experience that's impossible for other fantasy fans to not enjoy to at least some extent.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and I think
a lot of Sanderson mixed in there. There's a lot of other things mixed in there.
Just like everything, there's those like little tidbits of like, hey, something might be able to be done a little bit better here or there, and that'll forever be the case for everyone.
Yeah, that's I understand that.
That's just a con.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, the nice thing is that it does feel like JordanCon actually cares about that feedback and wants to do better the next year, versus other cons that go, yeah, congratulations, you went to a con. Like, there's always going to be problems. And you're like, no, that's not how it works. Like, yes.
Josh, overall
ostensibly
JordanCon
you're
experience,
correct.
since you were kind of like actually hanging out the whole time?
Dude, I will say this. This JordanCon, Saturday morning and afternoon hangover notwithstanding, I think I was most active when it came to panels and events this JordanCon than I ever have been. Now, granted, my sample size is 3, so take that with a grain of salt.
But the first one,
but the first one
0
kind of
panels.
counts, maybe
So,
2.5. No, but the fact that I the second I got there, I showed up, I ran the whole time, and I was either in the lobby in a panel or helping something in some way, or I was in my room literally dead. And
literally,
I've never had as much fun in my life as I have this weekend. And
he is too.
Your JordanCon experience is exactly what you want to make of it.
Yeah, I think that's the best sentiment I've ever heard. Yeah,
And
I completely agree. Yeah,
if you want to show up and sit in a chair and read a book, guess what? Cool, awesome.
Yeah, and people will love that, and they'll look at you and want to walk up and talk to you, and they'll leave you alone because you're reading a book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
It sounds like we're being facetious right now, but we're not.
No,
It is 100%
not at all.
accurate. There's absolutely nothing else on this planet like it. Nowhere else will you walk into a convention and immediately have people going, "Oh my God, you're here! Yes!" And it's amazing. It's amazing.
And actually be genuinely excited.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jono, I'll ask you, but I mean, I already know your answer, but okay.
Well, if people don't, I want to hear Jono's answer.
Jono, what's your answer?
Me?
Did you love JordanCon?
It was my first time going this year.
Yeah.
Out of 5 stars, I give it a 6.9. Okay.
They're all good dogs, Braun.
So I honestly, I've been there a few times, maybe a few times squared, which is weird. And I think that it's an amazing con. But like when I think about what actually entertains me, not just the fact that I know a lot of people there because I've been there a few times, but so I for anyone who's there for the first time, I went to the bar alone to grab a beer. I believe this was Friday afternoon at 3:00. Yeah, to watch the Arsenal Southampton match. I'm not an Arsenal or Southampton fan, but I love soccer, and I got some friends who are Arsenal fans, and I was already half drunk, and I just said, "Hey, I need to take it down a notch because I'm already half drunk at 3." And went there, had a beer and a burger, and this guy next to me dressed as Matt Cawthon, and I said, "Hey, what are you here for?" Great joke, by the way. It works every time. And he was like, it was his first time. He was from NYC. His name was Jack. Nice as he could fucking be. And obviously I had a few things to tell him, all of which were sexual, and he was underage. Unfortunately, 0 for 2 on that. He was a nice dude, overage, so fuck off. I just told him, I was like, this is what it is. This is what it is. He'd only read the series twice. What a fucking asshole. But like he could not have been more just excited to be there. And I want every fan that's never been to JordanCon to be that guy. I want every fan that's never he went to the bar to get a fucking beer because he didn't know what to do. And he ended up getting stuck next to a molester, but at the same time, a well-meaning molester. And so he ended up coming to our show for a bit. And like I told him, like, here's where you want to go. Here's what you want to do. We had a great time. Again, he did end up drugged, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Can I have a second, Joe? But to me, like that's like one of like the most like that's really fucking cool to me is that he had never been there. Like it was his first time, kind of like coming to anything like this. But he just kind of wanted to take the leap, and he had a great time. I saw him like later on, like the next day, with like 4 or 5 fucking people dressed as Matt, and he was having a great time.
And he's just like, I'm hanging out with all these Mets.
Yeah. Anyway, so like that's the weirdest allegory for something that's
Yeah. No, I get you.
So like to me, it's always a fucking blast because I know a lot, but I enjoyed the fact that there was a lot of people I didn't know. I think I talked to Jennifer, Jimmy. One of them said it was maybe 1,100. It could just be being Spinal Tap and just thinking of Denver as 11. But it was a huge number of people there.
11.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1,200 is the number of badges that they sell every year, so 1,100 sounds appropriate.
Yeah. So I that's crazy. And one thing that I think is amazing is, again, for some reason these people wanted to put pants on me Friday night. I don't know what their deal is, but they created this. Like, and I think that's also really fucking cool. It is a fan-made giant nerdgasm, and so anyway, obviously 2 thumbs down, total bullshit. Please don't come.
Obviously.
So that's tWoTcast for this week. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and in theory, we'll get better at responding to them, of course. I mean, you can listen to this audio version of this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. tWoTcast theme songs are brought to you by the one and the only Taffy Bennington, and also the outro by Andrew Bard of Time, whom we love. Thank you, guys from the Black Tower Podcast, for coming to talk about JordanCon after the fact. Also, very last minute that we asked you, and you said yes, and can't thank you enough for that. That was very nice of you.
When's the check in the mail? Tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, tomorrow, Andrew.
All 38 cent, right?
What type of mail do you use?
Yeah,
No, it's
Taffy in chat.
It's coming. It's coming.
No, it's 45 cents now. It's inflation.
Joining us next episode from War Wheel of Time, covering our deep dive of the Dragon Reborn as a war.
You really call it deep dive? That's really kind of insulting to those who have.
Let's talk about the books in terms of award shows. That's what we're doing as a joke.
I misunderstood.
Say good night, Jono. Good night, Jono. I'm Joe. Keep the change, you filthy animals.
I'm Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast